Okay, hello folks. Today I am going to talk to you about the bass line for The Trooper by Iron Maiden. Now, the funny thing about The Trooper is I don't think that it's Steve Harris's hardest bass line, and it's definitely not one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs, but for some reason the masses have taken to it and it's one of their favorites, all around. So I thought I would give that a shot today. So the song is basically three different parts. You have the intro and the outro, kind of acting as bookends within the song. It's a common Iron Maiden writing technique. And then you have the verse and the harmony part and the chorus. They're all kind of variations of each other. And then you have the guitar solo section. And we'll talk about each one of those sections as we go. Let's break it down. Talk about what our left hand is doing first. Now, a common Steve Harris writing method is that he likes to go up and down the fingerboard in whole step patterns. So you'll see that here as we're here on our E 9th fret there. So, and he comes down to a D and then to a C there. Okay, that's kind of the beginning outline of our introduction. Now I'm going to play that again. I'm going to use the other notes that he does. So I'm going to put those in context, and a couple things that you'll notice in my left hand is I'm going to always keep my index finger connected to the fingerboard as I go down. Now when I come over to this theme, I'm barring those strings, almost like a bar chord between the fourth. And then I'm sliding back up and putting my pinky back into place. Now when I get there, my second finger is in place. I'm crossing my first finger over, extending my hand, sliding back up. All the while, I want to make those slides inaudible. I want to talk about what the right hand is doing during the introduction. My thumb is here. I like to give myself a little bit of weight there on my index finger, or on my A string with my thumb. That gives this finger somewhere to go into. Offers a little bit of resistance. Okay, and my fingers are just alternating back and forth. Now, when I come over to do that little fourth fill-in, you'll notice that my thumb floats. A lot of times I see guys just playing with their thumbs just sort of suspended, and they don't have any resistance in their right hand, and I feel like that gives you some weight there that you can really use. You don't have to work so hard. Right, so there's our introduction. Now, what Steve Harris does during the first guitar harmony section is a little different than what he does during the second ones. Okay, so I'll attack that as we go here. So you'll also notice that I block my left hand, across 3 frets, and my pinky and my ring finger act as one finger together. That gives me a little added strength and a little added weight on the fingerboard. Okay. Now, that's kind of our main theme there, and you're going to see that I bar the string across, right? Just like I did for the introduction. Now, you're going to notice that in the first guitar harmony theme section, as he drops down to the C, he comes back to the D, and throws in that main theme idea. Here we are on the C. taking some lives and whatnot as we get into that first verse. Okay, so during the other guitar harmony themes, he does something a little bit different there, and I'll address that here. So here I am on the C. I stay there. I do the bar there from C to F. Slide up to my D. Then my recurring theme. I'll put that in context. First guitar solo, which I believe is Adrian Smith's guitar solo. We're going to start on our E on our 7th fret. We're going to go down to our D, and then we're going to go down to a B minor there in that progression. Okay, and then as he comes back up, he does an octave. So I'll do that for you here, and I'm going to throw it into context with his nice galloping rhythm. Now the second guitar solo, which is Dave Murray's solo, he comes up a 4th. Now I think that Steve Harris crosses the strings there, and he goes over to the A. Okay, so you'll notice there I don't have the octave, okay, and I do a 5th, or I should say Steve Harris does a 5th. Now, I like to actually jump up the string instead, so you've got another option there. I feel like for the speed of the song that's happening there, it's easier for me to stay on one string, and you can decide for yourself what you like to do, whether you want to cross string or whether you want to come up string. So I come up string on my 12th fret, down to my E. At the end of that solo, we need to get out of it, okay? So we've come back to this. Now, and then we're back. Let's talk about what our right hand is doing. So, talking about our right hand, we all know that Steve Harris has this galloping technique, and we all know that he does that with 2 fingers, and it's kind of a claim to fame for him. So I'm going to try to replicate that as best that I can, and I'm going to do it with 2 fingers as well. But the thing that I do is my middle finger and my ring finger are kind of jointed together as one. They act as one, and that gives me the weight that I need to get through some of those lines. It gives me the power behind it, and it keeps me from fatiguing. But you have this 8/16 feel to the rhythm as you go. So this 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and so on as we go through that. So okay, and you'll also notice that I have some added 8th notes there at the end of each one of those little galloping phrases. As I'm going from my E to my D, you'll notice that my index finger and my middle finger are opposite from each other. Just one after the other. Here comes the chorus. Alright, so there you have it in a nutshell. I hope that this was helpful to you, learning some Maiden tunes, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm hoping to bring some more to you.